Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome back to my channel. If you enjoy my reading, please be sure to like and subscribe, as well as leave me a comment and let me know if this reading resonates with you. Alright, so today we're going to do a supernatural tarot shadow reading. So there might be some real shadows involved. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is shuffle. Scorpio, how have you been, my Scorpios? Welcome back. Let's go ahead and pull some cards for you. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Shadow Self. This is a shadow reading. Please bring forth the shadows for Scorpio. Scorpio, what have you been hiding from yourself? What have you been putting in the back burner of your subconscious mind? What have you been taking medication to sleep through at night? Tell me, Scorpio. Alright, central and present issue. Let's cut it. Cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, quit it. Alright, we got the Five of Pentacles. So your central and present issue is financial, possibly some type of challenges, some type of bump in the road. Alright. Definitely something that has to do with your current and present situation, financial, work-related, love-related issues, challenges. What's crossing you, Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Give us a love reading for Scorpio. Give us a love reading for Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Alright. Scorpio. What's crossing you? Uh-oh. I saw one that's not in the right direction. And my OCD-ness says we gotta go after Crowley. It's a Virgo. There's a Virgo crossing you, and it's the King of Pentacles. So the master of money is manipulating you. Oh, we had one jump out. Oh my gosh, we got so many jump out. So we got the Strength card in your past. And just in case you're not familiar with that card, this dude is a vampire. He might have been sucking the life out of you. But the Strength card is all about, actually, you know, in every scenario, in every deck about the Strength card, it depicts a person who has done something beyond their means. You know what I mean? Like someone who has gone above and beyond. They should have been dead. They shouldn't have survived that. But somehow they did. And then we've got the Nine of Pentacles, your best outcome. So Nine of Pentacles is pretty darn good. That means that you have your big, beautiful house and your white picket fence, and you're defining, you're refining your table, making sure that everything's just so. And, I have to say that this mentality of having the white picket fence attitude, like the apple pie lifestyle, like they talk about on these cards, if you've seen my readings before, this is not an apple pie spread. This is a full reading. I'm going to pull a full spread. So we've got Temperance in your future. So someone is definitely going to be pushing your buttons. Okay? And I want to say that this is a sheriff. So it might even be an authoritarian figure. Someone who's in a position of power. And this is your immediate future. Okay? Temperance. Make sure you control your temper when you are faced with stressful situations, okay? And this one's the Seven of Pentacles reversed, okay? factors affecting your situation. I feel like this one is, it's kind of difficult to. It has to do with your finances that, like, I would call it like residual income. Some way to stabilize your finances. Okay, so now this guy in this picture, he's an angel, and I think that he is, yes, see, he's got the cross. He's got the cross right on his hand. I would say that he might even be, I can't remember if he's the angel or if he is one of these, like minions of the, kind of like the, the black coats society or something. Like the Men in Black, kind of. All right, so this guy, he comes in, he's got quite the attitude. He's like, my way or the highway. And Dean and them are like, no, it's my way or the highway. Get out of here, you holy roller. Okay, so that's your factors affecting your situation. So, and it's reversed. Okay, so I'm going to look that one up because I don't know what that means, reversed, and I don't want to wing it, especially being that that's factors affecting your situation. This card, I might pull some narcissist cards if this one isn't congruent with good fortune. Okay, it's thundering again. Thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Factors affecting the situation. Seven of Pentacles. Factors affecting the situation. Seven of Pentacles we've got. Okay. So, reversed. The Seven of Pentagrams reversed suggests a project relating to your finances won't be as successful as you had anticipated. Uh-oh. Even if there's a brief instant gratification in the project, the long-term payout won't be very fruitful. Okay? Adjust your plans and pivot as necessary. All right, so what that means is if you see a boulder coming to knock your payment day off, then you need to go and make some other sort of income. All right, so sometimes that can just mean investments, or it can just mean like, as soon as you get your check, it's going to be short. You know that you're not going to be able to make it if you don't make some kind of adjustment. Okay, so this is like the difference in grocery shopping when you're broke and whenever you have a lot of money is like, instead of buying Dove soap, you're going to buy Ivory. Instead of buying the most expensive brands, you buy the cheaper stuff. Or even sometimes I just do what my mom or my grandma used to do. They had thrifty ways, the way their grandma did it, and it works. And the reason why it works is because that's how it was done before the corporations took it over. So if you don't know what to do, you find yourself in a situation and you're kind of like, gosh, I really need this, this, and this, and this, but I don't have that much money or cash or anything. So then you can go ahead and look up some of the ancient, ways of dealing with, like, for example, I was looking for research on these cards and I found that, there's this thing called Shakespearean cosmology, and it has to do with when you were born and how they would treat you if you got sick. So let's say you're like, depending on what year and season and everything it is. And so if you're an earth sign, then, it's got all these different things. Like in the winter, you might be watching out for black bile, or you might be concerned about old age, melancholy. These are your personality traits: melancholy, spleen. You might have some problems with your spleen. And your sign is Saturn. That's the planet that goes with and then it's cold and dry. So you're going to do well in these environments. And if you watch out for these things, and it'll supposedly watch out for you, right? But that's kind of like black magic now. People don't believe that anymore. They call it, it's bloodletting. whatever this little chart means tells them how much blood to let out of you. I mean, I'm assuming that if you had a buttload of black bile, they might drain you dry. Okay, so that's really strange. That's a Shakespearean cosmology, if you would like to look that up for yourself. I do think the planets affect us, and this is based on astrology. This is your health care based on astrology. I wish I had a doctor that would be like my witch doctor and tell me what up. Alright, so we got external influences. Let's pull in a card here. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. For my Scorpios, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. So water sign is phlegm, autumn, maturity, which is your human age. Phlegm, which is phlegmatic, which is like the things that might cause issues with you. And then there's the organ, brain. Okay? So the brain is going to be the organ that you need to be most concerned about. Okay, and this card just jumped out. The King of Blades. This is Cain. He was marked with the curse of Cain. And of course, he's got some anger management issues, right? Alright, so then we got hopes and fears. That's your external influences. Someone around you is either causing you great anger, great issues, or you're doing it to yourself. Hopes and fears. Hopes and fears. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for my Scorpios. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for my Scorpios. Alright. Cut. Final outcome. Page of Goblets reversed. So this is like the stalker card. You have a stalker. Alright. Yes, you have a stalker. Watch your back. Look into the mirror. Okay, so you have a stalker. Oh, we might have to pull a narcissist card to see who your stalker is. Let's do a solidifier. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Okay, so the Page of Goblets is more like someone else's minion. Okay, someone else has, like the king, has sent his page out to search you down and to spy upon you. Okay, final outcome. Page of Goblets. Alright, so let's read that one real quick just because I've seen some people really get bent out of shape about the meaning of this page. Some people say it does have to do with a spy, and the reason I say that is because the card depicts the stalker that stole Sam and drugged him up and kept him in a bed for like 2 weeks, okay? So, let's take a look at Page of Goblets. And it was reversed. I put it right side up, but it was reversed. So you might be getting rid of that stalker. So it's Page of Goblets. Hold on, y'all. Alright, we're almost there, y'all. We're almost there. This book is kind of backwards. It always throws me for a loop because the page and the king and the queens come first. And I typically always look to the back for that. Okay. No, this is Pentacles. Where are my goblets at? Okay, here we go. Queen of Goblets. Page of Goblets. Okay, so this is the upright. I'm going to read the upright first. All right, so it says, Page of Goblets represents a dreamer who's fueled by their own curiosity. Like a superfan, Becky Rosen, Becky gets swept into her romantic fantasies and sometimes loses sight of reality. And the Page of Goblets tarot card advises you to keep dreaming big, but make sure that you keep your feet on the ground. All right, don't get any sideways ideas to like steal a Winchester like they can't get away or something, okay? Sometimes this card heralds a start of a new friendship or a relationship, but that could be a very bad relationship, okay? The Page of Goblets reverse. This is what we actually got. That's a little background on the card, but this is what your actual advice is for your final outcome. All right, the Page of Goblets reversed represents someone who is having a lot of difficulty connecting with their emotions and expressing them. It's time to get in touch with your feelings. Don't be afraid to be emotionally vulnerable with those that you love. That's how deeper connections are formed. Okay, every time I've ever made myself emotionally vulnerable to others, I have immediately regretted it. So despite the fact that the cards say to do that, be guarded, because whenever you expose yourself to others, then they will typically turn around and expose you to the rest of the world as soon as you get done talking to them. So sometimes it's worth it, though. If you have something that you're trying to get across, then it's worth it, okay? So go with your gut instinct, all right? We're going to go ahead and move on to the narcissist cards. And Scorpio, let me pull you some cards. It's still flooding out there, I do believe. Okay. So I added all the cards together, so we have serial killer cards in the narcissist deck. Yeah. Reptilian lizard people. You might be a lizard if. Ew, right? That's gross, right? Alright, so for your central and present issue, you've got the Five of Pentacles, financial burdens, issues, something that's really bothering you. It's either emotional, financial, could have to do with your job, your work, your love life, any of these things, all of these things, considering every freaking planet is retrograde again except for Mercury. But look, Mercury's not retrograde, so we can talk this out, right, y'all? We can talk this out. We can make amends, we can figure it out. If you're willing to try. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, we're gonna do... Alright, so we did get, with this Five of Pentacles, a murderer, Jack the Ripper. So they have said, it has been said, that they've captured Jack the Ripper, and his name is Peter Sutcliffe. I don't know if I buy that. Also known as Peter William Coonan, was also known as Jack the Ripper. Murdered 13 women, prostitutes. And the way that he did these things, y'all, it's very ritual. It's very ritual. Something weird, okay, about these rituals. Alright, that's all I'm going to say on that. You can do your own research. We've got what's crossing you. We've got a Virgo, Crowley, the king of hell. Whew, what king of hell did you piss off that's a Virgo now? Relationship killer, the vulnerable narcissist. Revenge, jealousy, vindictive behavior. Narcissistic, never accepts responsibility for their failures. Alright, failure to communicate. Distrust. Leaving, feeling sad. Okay, so distrust can lead to that. Innocent people admit their guilt because they don't want to deal with it, right? innocent people admitting they're guilty. Okay, that's not even right. Okay, you don't do that. All right. No safe place to fall. Reciprocity, security. Okay, so in case you don't know what reciprocity is, so respite is when you're on, like, say if you're elderly and you actually can apply for respite care. This is for someone to come in, clean your house, and take care of you. This is so that you can rest and so that you can recover. All right, so I've done this before. I've done respite for quite a few years. It's extremely hard work to do whatever. Basically, you just go in and make sure that whatever the person that is sitting there unable to move because of whatever the situation is that they're in, usually they've hurt themselves somehow, right? So you do the respite care for them. So respite means cleaning, taking the trash out, doing the errands, doing the laundry, folding the laundry, cleaning around everything, toilet, just making sure that everything is nice and cleanly so that they can heal. But this is saying that there is no respite, no security. All right? Loneliness, tension. Once the walls are up, the trust is hard to regain, okay? And the beliefs and stress cause more problems, okay? So, number 3, distorted thinking, bad information, paranoia, OCD, and borderline personality disorder. All right, so loneliness brings all these things about. So whenever you're feeling any of these things, try to figure out what it is that's causing it. Because sometimes it can just be something as easily as you're just kind of down, you're kind of heavy. You might even be just lacking nutrients to keep you feeling uppity, like naturally. So when you get to that point where you're pouring from an empty cup, that's when you have to replenish your body. You need to get a hot bath. You need to take care of yourself, eat healthy foods, drink healthy drinks, and try to replenish your, take a lot of water, things of that nature. And then keep the negative narcissistic behavior at arm's length. Let's take a look at your past. We've got the Strength card. You must have had some really rough times to get the Strength card, because that only comes from, overcoming certain issues, ailments. Or even people. Okay, so for your past, we've got the Strength card and Batman. So you might have had a vigilante friend who was really, not sure if he wanted to be a hero or a vigilante. Maybe you were caught up in his Dark Knight lifestyle. Caped Crusader. Of course he's a Virgo. Of course. Appreciates art. Very impulsive. Extrovert. Wayne is Batman. Bruce Wayne, that is. And then there's Batman. So these are the characteristics. So they have different characteristics, okay? So this is actually, saying that, Bruce Wayne might let you get away with some stuff, but Batman might not, okay? So, not so much of a risk taker. But Batman, now, if you find yourself in the situation pushing Batman's buttons, then he might take the risk, because he's got a little touch of PTSD, right? So, grandiosity. All right, of course Bruce Wayne is completely grandiose, but Batman is more like depressive. So he's not going to act so grandiose, because he doesn't have that flout lifestyle to, put forth. He doesn't have that. He's not trying to look like that same person. He doesn't want to be that person. So he is somebody else. He allows his subconscious. I feel like Batman is different at night because his subconscious is closer to, the forefront. All right. And then we've got highly agreeable. All right. So Bruce Wayne is highly agreeable. Batman, agreeable, low, somewhat agreeable. And then we've got neuroticism for Bruce Wayne and calm, cool, and collective with Batman. Psychopathy for Bruce Wayne and factor 2 psychopath for Batman. So, whenever you have something traumatic happening, like losing your parents or losing a child or losing your mother at a young age, far before she should have been lost, or anyone in your life that you're close to, even if it's someone who's not kin to you, not your lover, not your child, not someone but you see him every day. It might have just been like your bus driver, but maybe you sat right next to him every day and then something happens to him. It leaves you with a gap in your soul. It leaves you hurting, right? So that strength definitely comes from that type of PTSD. But don't worry, you can get over it, okay? You can get over that hump, okay? Just hang in there. Your 9 of Pentacles is coming, all right? It's your next card. That's your best outcome. Let's see what kind of narcissistic behavior you might have to pull off in order to become the 9 of Pentacles or deal with, right? So, narcissists are very happy-go-lucky. They get everything they want. They will twist your arm and get it. They're a bully, okay? They're not gonna, they might even be like a very clout persona, someone very, very high up in society, elitist, better than you, right? Okay, I don't ever try to come across that way because people always treated me like that, even when I knew that I was not. So I don't even want to be around people like that. I'll wear mismatched clothes and look frumpy purposefully so that I don't have to deal with people like that that are going to judge me. Every day, people judge you. I just don't need that, I've got plenty of strangers to judge me. I don't need real friends that judge me based on stupid things that don't matter, because your intrinsic value is what really matters. And when you care, people know it. People can tell it. They can sense it. That's the 6th sense, right? Hold on. All right, I dropped a couple cards. Hold on. Nobody's there to love me. After that, I think I'm gonna take off my my crazy makeup, right? We're just gonna go back to plain Jane, okay? So, we got the Trump card for the best outcome. So, narcissistic persona. All right, so what's so narcissistic about Trump, right? I mean, he's just trying to make America great again. All right, narcissistic persona. Fired 65 positions on his TV show and in real life, probably, at the White House. High opinion of himself. He's an OG, original gang. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what I put there. Look, I put OG. Look, I'm losing my eyes again. OG, okay. I don't know what I meant by that. Original gangsta. Nobody knows. Nobody knows statements. When I saw this video, okay, a psychologist made this card. This is not my opinion. This is a psychologist saying someone in Trump's type of situation with these type of, things that he does could be associated with these different types of personality disorders. So this actually doesn't have... Okay, yeah, it does. Adaptive narcissism. So when you're a salesperson, it is so easy to become this adaptable narcissist. All right, it is your job to adapt and overcome. You are not going to let anything go by the wayside. You're going to get your money. You're going to get that whatever it is, maladaptive They're going to maladapt to any circumstance. When you go into a relationship with a maladaptive narcissist, they're going to mirror you. Everything that you do, everything that you say, if you're sitting like this, they're going to sit like this. If you're sitting like, like this, they're going to do that. This is the type of mirroring behavior that can cause you to trust someone. So when you're in sales, if someone has a weird accent and you can't understand them, they can't understand you either. Okay? Wake up call. They don't know what the hell you're saying either. So how do you make a sale if they can't understand you? Maladaptive. You just fake it till you make it. If they are speaking some weird Australian accent, all of a sudden, you're going to start talking like them so that they can hear you, so that they can understand you, so that they will trust you, so that you can actually make the sale. All right, so I'm a Virgo. People say Virgos have this quality. Now, I know a lot of Virgos that will take advantage of people. I don't really believe in that. I don't think that's a positive. I just believe in karma. If you treat people poorly, if you're going to be fake, you should only do it for the comfortability of the conversation. I am 100% against being fake. But when it comes to, I watch strange television shows just so I can get to know other dialects. So that when I meet someone, I used to work at a hotel. People come in from other countries and they love it when you know how to pronounce their name, even though you have no idea where the heck they're from. You have never seen it on a map before. And they always tell you where they just flew in from. And I find it extremely just courteous to look up person's name and to say something nice about them. Now, the Trump card is not about that. It's about making fun of different people. It's about, just letting those deep roots of change just completely uproot your whole grassroots system. Here's this grassroots system and it's growing next to this one and it's completely intermingled. There's no breaking it. And then here comes somebody talking about race, hatred, and before you know it, you have pulled back, ran the other direction, and you don't need those roots anymore. You've cut your family out. You've cut your friends out. I'm sorry, y'all, but it's just not okay to be a hater all the damn time. It's not. It's not good for you, and it's not good for the people around you. All right, so that's a huge rant. Maladaptive narcissist. It's a slippery slope. Sometimes you have to be this person. But don't let it become second nature to be fake. Okay? When I'm on a job interview, I have to let them see who I really am. If they can't stand that, then I don't get a job, which is why I don't have a job right now. But when I used to have a job and I would take a new client and they did not understand me, after I lost them, I would talk to my BFF about it. And she's like, oh, you said what? You can't say that to Southern people? And I'm like, really? And she's like, really? And I'm like, so then I learned and I adapted. It's not always a bad thing. It's not always a bad thing, okay? But sometimes it is. All right, so for the future, we've got just because someone acts like they like you or acts like they're attracted to you, doesn't mean that they are sincere. They could be playing on your needs, just like we were just talking about with this superficial charm. It is most definitely a slippery slope. Okay, don't be superficial. Don't be, okay, and here's the police card, temperance, right next to it. So you meet someone, your anger just flushes to your face. You just you don't even want to deal with this police officer. Maybe it's, you don't know how to control your temper. You don't have superficial charm. So the Trump card is all about overcoming this type of superficial charm, knowing when to use it, knowing when to lose it, okay? Sometimes it's okay to be superficial as long as you're doing it for the right reasons and that you haven't become, you cannot let superficial charm rule your life. You have to be you. Oh my gosh, there goes another one. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Okay. Self-esteem. So this is factors affecting your situation. You've got somebody who has a very rigid belief system looking down on you. Self-esteem is externally controlled. This is the low emotional response time. It can be high in narcissistic personality disorder. All right, fear, aggression, perfection, condescending, self-hatred, criticism, lack of empathy, fragile self-esteem. So this means like you're going to get offended if I tell you, damn bitch, you're a control freak. When you know you are, okay? Or something of that nature. Like, don't slip up. This is also superficial charm. Sometimes when your friend is having a mental break and you want to tell her that she's being a total butthole and she needs to quit acting like that all the time, she needs a friend. So you take it in, you listen to her, you let her vent, and then if you think that she can handle the truth, then tell her, hey honey, sometimes just tell her a story about yourself and maybe she'll get it. Maybe she won't. Some people can't see their own shadows. That's all what shadow work is all about. If you have a good mama that's still alive, your mama's always going to point your shadows out to you because she already had those shadows. Or she knows the person in your life in which you actually have that genetic trait that it comes down to. And they can see it in you because they've seen it before. So if you look at your own cousins and your own grandparents, mothers, fathers, neighbors, people that you're around a lot, they're going to influence you. Even your narcissistic people. Especially your narcissistic people. You're going to come across one day and, you're going to think that you're defending yourself. But really, are you defending yourself or are you just acting out the same type of hatred that was projected upon you when you were younger? So watch out for being the bully, okay? I recognize this because I was bullied by a lot of Mexicans when I was a kid. So now when I get pissed off, I scream like a Mexican. I cuss you out in Spanish. I might say what my father used to tell me when I was a kid. Comprende? Piss me off so bad I will black out. The only reason I know people are telling me the truth is because they use these words that are literally something my father said to me when I was a kid. Okay, and my dad left when I was at a young age, so there wasn't that many times that I got to listen to his wise words of wisdom. Comprende. Someone keeps asking the same questions over and over to wear you down or to get your information. This is external influences. This is right next to Cain, okay? Cain is an angry man, killed his own brother, jealous of Abel. And so you got to watch out for that kind of behavior. Let's go ahead and take a look at the final outcome. We're getting low battery already. Projecting, of course. So you've got this psycho person stalking you, it looks like. This is your final outcome. This must be someone that you really care about. You might end up loving this person. This person, or it could be you, okay? So it says, that your passions are so important, but be careful. It says, just because I didn't, projecting. All right, so this is projecting. This is exactly what we were just talking about with Cain. When you have anger or if you have emotions, crazy emotions, like this card is the lady who stole Sam. She stole him. She took him from tied him up, drugged him, and she had got him like completely brainwashed that they were married in love and like fixing to get married or something before he finally pulled out of it. All right, so this type of manipulation is psychopathic, to say the least, maybe sociopathic. Careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. Okay. All right, so that was a very deep reading there, Scorpio. It was so nice helping you out with your shadow reading. Make sure that before you project this on anybody else, that you first look in the mirror and make sure it's not you. Okay, so also, I am not a doctor. I am not diagnosing anybody. I'm not pointing the finger at anybody. I'm highly recommending that we all look at ourselves and decide, what we can do to better ourselves. All right, good night. Y'all come back and see me. Like, share, subscribe, and, check out my website. Go like all my social medias, please.